Today Beerasana wants to let you know that you don't have to love yoga just because it's awesome. You can also love yoga because it helps you to do other things you love to do a little bit better than you're already doing them. For example, cycling or mountain biking, which I love to do, make my quadriceps and hamstrings very tight. I also end up like this a lot of the time, so my front body gets very tight. So I don't want to end up walking like a hunchback. So yoga is going to help keep me open in the heart, keep my quads and hamstrings open. It's also going to make me ride better and make me less likely for injury. So here's a Beerasana video just for you cyclists. We're going to assume that you're already warmed up when you start this routine. So I recommend doing it after you've already gone for a ride, after a little jog, or after doing some sun salutations to warm up yoga style. We're going to assume you're already nice and warm, so we're going to take you right to the front of the mat. Inhale, circle your arms overhead, reach up, really open through the front body. Exhale, hinge at the hips, lead with your heart all the way down, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen through the spine, look forward, flat back. So if you're really tight in the hamstrings, you might need to come to shins or all the way up to thighs. And then exhale, plant the hands, step your right foot back so you're in a lunge. Inhale to lift the chest, coming maybe onto the fingertips, sinking the hips. Exhale to pull your belly in and round the back. Staying deep in the lunge as you inhale, lift the chest and look up, let your hips sink. Exhale, round the back, pulling the belly in, look back towards your right foot. One more time, inhale, lower the hips and lift the heart. And exhale, pull belly in, rounding, kind of like a cat-cow motion. Again, inhale, lifting, and this time exhale, straighten both legs, stretching the left hamstring. Inhale, back to the lunge, lift the chest. Exhale, straighten both legs, look in. One more time, inhale, lower, and exhale, straighten up. Inhale, down to your lunge one last time. Ground the hands and bring the left leg across the body for pigeon. Pigeon is awesome for cyclists. So because of the tight quadriceps and hamstrings, it can sometimes pull your hips out of alignment. So pigeon's going to help you get your hips back in alignment, open up all the psoas and hip flexor muscles. So your pigeon might not look quite like this. You might be up high, and that's fine. You can bring blocks here, a block under your left hip, or what I recommend to do is just hold on to the ground. So don't let yourself fall over to one side or the other because of tightness in the hips. Prop yourself up with your fingers and keep your hips nice and level. Your left heel will be somewhere between your right hip if you're really tight and your right wrist if you're more open. So find a spot that works for you. Once you're settled, take an in-breath to puff up, opening the chest, little back bend. And then exhale, look back over your left shoulder towards your right toes. Inhale back to center, and exhale, walk it down. You can hold this pose at kind of an edgy place for several breaths or anywhere up to 2 to 5 minutes. The longer you stay in any of these asanas, the more benefit you're going to get. So if you have the time, spend a solid 2 minutes down here. And when you're finished, walk yourself back up, ground your hands, tuck the right toes, step back to downward facing dog. And inhale, look forward, and step the right foot forward, coming into lunge on the other side. Inhale to lift the chest, look up. Exhale to round the back, pull it in. Inhale, lift the chest, look up. Exhale, round. One more time, inhale. And exhale, round. Inhale, lift it up, this time exhale. Straighten both legs. Inhale, lunge, look up. Exhale, straighten the legs. One more inhale, lift and look up. Exhale, straighten the legs. Inhale, forward to your lunge, ground the hands, come across for pigeon. Again, find your happy place and then inhale to puff up. Exhale, look back over right shoulder this time. Inhale back to center, and exhale, walk it down. The longer you stay, the more you might open up. So maybe you spend several breaths on your forearms or fingertips. Keep walking yourself down further as you open up. After several breaths or a few minutes there, ground the hands, tuck left toes, step back to downward facing dog. And let's step the left forward again. Come down onto the right knee this time. Sink your hips deep. Keep your right hand down, bending your right knee, reach back with your left hand for your foot or ankle. And draw your heel into your buttocks for a yummy quadricep stretch. If your quads are really tight, this might feel really torturous. If you can't get your foot or ankle at all, just lower to the belly and roll to one side. Take a hold of your foot or ankle and draw the heel into the bum that way. So coming from down dog, we can do the other side. Right foot comes forward, left knee lowers, left hand stays. Right hand reaches back for left heel. This is a really great quad stretch because you're really opening the front of the hip flexors as well. But again, if that's too much, if it hurts your knee, if your quads are just too tight, lay down, roll onto your side, draw your heel into your bum that way. But as you're doing it, try to roll your tailbone forward, opening the front of your hip. Back to downward facing dog we go. Now we're just going to come down onto our knees. We're going to work on opening the chest now to get out of this position more open. So we're going to do some camel prep. Hands to the waist, thumbs to the bony protrusions on your sacrum. Elbows come together. Chest lifts, shoulder blades squeeze together. Inhale, lift up. And exhale, slowly back bend. Just coming as far as is comfortable for you. Keep breathing. When you're ready to come out, inhale to sit up. Exhale, sit on your knees. So if that's really intense for you, you might just sit, recover for a moment, maybe even close your eyes, relax. And whenever you're ready, come back up, hands to the hips, and we'll do one arm at a time. Inhale, lift the right arm, left hand stays supporting the low back. Exhale, bend back. Stay here for a couple of breaths. And then inhale back to center. Exhale, switch sides, right hand down. Inhale, left arm high. Exhale, bring it back. Stay for a couple of breaths. And inhale back to center. Exhale, release the hand. Again, sit on the heels if it's really intense and you need to rest. You can repeat that a few times on each side. If you're ready to go a little bit further, you can take full camel, hands to the hips, shoulder blades together, elbows together. Start pressing the hips forward and arching back. And maybe reach for the heels. If your heels seem just out of touch, you can tuck your toes, lifting your heels a little higher. Once you've got both heels, you press the hips forward, let your head and neck go, opening the fronts of the shoulders and the whole front of the body. If you don't get there, no big deal. Just keep repeating those prep postures. Really good to open the front body, fronts of the hips, awesome for cyclists. When you're finished with your back bending, scoot your butt to the side, swing your legs forward, little hamstring stretching. Left foot comes to the inner right thigh. Inhale, circle the arms overhead, flex the right foot, nice and active. Exhale, fold over the right leg. Again, this is one of those postures you can stay for several breaths, up to 5 minutes. So take your time there, spend some time. The longer you're there, the more you're going to get out of it, the more openness you'll get. And switch sides, right leg in, left foot out. Inhale, circle the arms overhead. Exhale, fold over the left leg. Again, several breaths or a few minutes, and then both legs forward. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold. Stay as long as you have time for, as long as you can stand it. Several breaths, 2 minutes, 5 minutes, whatever you can give. That's just one short routine. There's lots of stuff you can do, but just that little series of exercises right there is going to target all of the places that get really tight from cycling. So I really recommend that you use this practice. It's just 4 minutes of your time after every time you ride. Keep your body open and flexible. Thanks for watching.